Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
County commissioners are calling for changes to a new regional jail policy. Good evening, I'm Chelsea Sick. Thanks for joining us. The policy requires regional jails to help the state of Ohio house inmates charged with 4th and 5th degree felonies. These felonies include crimes such as drug offenses, breaking and entering, and unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. Athens County Commissioners Chairman Charlie Atkins will travel to Columbus later this month with Athens County Sheriff Rodney Smith to attend a State Justice and Public Safety Committee meeting to suggest other options. County commissioners were not available for comment today. An Athens man will spend 6 years in prison after driving a vehicle under the influence of drugs and causing an accident injuring 2 people. Robert Johnson III pleaded guilty to 5 charges, including 2 counts of aggravated vehicular assault. This was decided in the Athens County Common Pleas Court yesterday. After serving 6 years, Johnson will be on 3 years of post-release control and will have a license suspension of 7 years. An update on a story we brought you earlier this week. Officials have found an increase in college students mixing alcohol and Xanax. Athens County Assistant Prosecutor Elizabeth Pepper says a couple years ago, ecstasy was the prevalent drug. However, accessibility of Xanax has moved it to the top. Pepper says she has seen a significant rise of mixing the party drug with alcohol in the last 2 years.
We look at it just kind of in the sense of our investigations and what kind of cases we prosecute. So it wasn't uncommon to see possession, but it was unusual to see trafficking-related cases involving Xanax.
Pepper is advising parents and kids in the community to have a higher awareness in social situations. Ohio University Marketing says they expect students to be responsible and require students to complete an alcohol education course. OU students and Athens residents have been celebrating together since noon for the annual Green Beer Day. Most bars on Court Street opened around 10 a.m. this morning. To dye the beer into the typical Irish green, bartenders mix it with food coloring. Green Beer Day always falls on a Wednesday here in Athens, and many students use it as a chance to drink earlier. CI's bar manager Ryan Rex is aware of this problem.
As bartenders and as bar employees, we keep an eye on people, especially that people start drinking early in the day. We don't want them to get too drunk or drink too much, so we always have an eye out for people that we think may be drinking too much or need to slow down. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Green Beer Day started at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, and was first celebrated in 1952.
From the Newswatch Weather Center, I'm forecaster Ethan Emery. And check out this beautiful picture I took earlier today near Ameritai Park. You can see some of the buds on this tree here, a good sign of spring, but then also see some of the high, thin clouds and the sunshine. Great picture. Probably looks like a warm day outside. Actually, it was only 33 degrees, which we wrote the daytime high. And if you have any photos that you want to share with me, please do. You can tweet either at me, at Ethan Emery WX, my personal account. You can Facebook on Skya Lab here in Athens, or you can Facebook or tweet at WOUB here in Athens as well. And today's temperatures right now are currently around 30 degrees here in Athens. We have 28 degrees up in Newark, and then 31 degrees up in Columbus, and 29 degrees in New Martinsville. And then for overnight tonight, we do see temperatures begin to fall down, 27 degrees by 8 p.m., 22 by midnight, and then by 4 a.m., 19 degrees. With mostly clear skies, maybe a patch or two of cloud, but otherwise a pretty nice night ahead with a little cold air though. Back to you, Chelsea.
Officials are suspending the dispatcher involved in the shooting of Tamir Rice. The person calling in about Rice told dispatcher Constance Hollinger it was probably a juvenile with a fake weapon outside the rec center in 2014. Hollinger is accused of not relaying that to another dispatcher communicating with responders. Hollinger's suspension will last 8 days for violating protocol. Abortions in Ohio are now illegal after 20 weeks gestation. Governor John Kasich signed the law in December, and it came into effect yesterday. Abortion right advocates are criticizing the law, saying it is a barrier for women seeking safe medical care. This law is based on the assertion that a fetus can feel pain at 20 weeks. The Dayton Daily News reports this is the 18th abortion restriction signed by Kasich since 2011, and abortions in Ohio have steadily declined since 2000. Another Ohio man will be making a court appearance after his 5-year-old daughter ate a gummy bear laced with THC. Nicholas Hall was charged after his daughter was unresponsive and taken to a hospital. The medical tests show that she'd been poisoned by THC. Police say the 5-year-old found the laced gummy bear in a dresser drawer. When we come back, the Department of Justice is talking about a massive Russian hack. We'll tell you who the DOJ says is to blame. President Trump's tax returns have been revealed, but was the publication illegal? These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
These students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
I knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous. Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, this is it. And she said, the tour's just started. I said, no, you don't understand. This is it.
My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
The Justice Department announced charges against 4 individuals the government believes are responsible for a massive hack involving 500 million Yahoo accounts. 2 of those individuals work for the Russian Federal Security Service. Diane Gallagher has the details from Washington.
We're here to announce a major law enforcement action related to one of the largest data breaches in U.S. history.
4 indictments, including 2 Russian spies in connection with the 2014 hacking of at least 500 million Yahoo accounts. Now, according to the Department of Justice, Dmitry Dokuchayev and Igor Sushchin, 2 officers with the Russian Federal Security Service, or FSB, were the masterminds.
The defendants targeted Yahoo accounts of Russian and U.S. government officials, including cybersecurity, diplomatic, and military personnel.
And while the 2 paid hackers may have used stolen information to, quote, line their pockets, the DOJ believes the FSB officers likely had other motives.
These FSB officers used criminal hackers to gain information that clearly some of which has intelligence value.
Yahoo CEO publicly thanked the DOJ.
If you illegally target U.S. citizens or American companies, you will be identified, pursued, and held to account wherever you are.
The acting assistant attorney general says the 2 FSB officers were with a unit that is the FBI's point of contact on cybercrime.
And rather than do that type of work, they actually turned, sort of against that type of work.
One of the hackers indicted by the DOJ was arrested in Canada Tuesday, while one of the FSB officers is already in custody in Russia. He's one of 4 people charged with spying for the U.S., according to a lawyer for one of the men. In Washington, Diane Gallagher.
From cyber attacks to wiretaps on President Trump, the Justice Department missed Monday's deadline to give Congress evidence of President Trump's claim that Obama ordered wiretaps on Trump Tower last year. The chairman of the House Intelligence Committee is giving the DOJ until March 20th to submit any such evidence, saying the committee may resort to a, quote, compulsory process if the new deadline isn't met. And more news concerning the president. The White House says the publication of President Trump's 2005 tax return was illegal. 2 pages of the return were revealed Tuesday night, but it isn't much ado about nothing. Suzanne Malveaux reports.
The American public finally getting a glimpse at President Trump's federal tax returns. Investigative journalist David K. Johnston obtaining the first 2 pages of Mr. Trump's 2005 taxes. The document shows he paid $38 million in taxes on more than $150 million in income, giving him an effective tax rate of roughly 25%. The White House confirming the figures in a statement on Tuesday night. The move comes as the White House is battling negative headlines on the GOP health care bill and the president's wiretapping claims, prompting Johnston to speculate whether the president himself or one of his staffers sent him the document anonymously.
Do you think it's possible that he could have sent them to you?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's entirely possible. I mean, remember, Donald has a long history of leaking information about himself.
Democrats largely dismissing the tax disclosure.
I don't think we learned anything at all interesting tonight. This report tonight, I think, would be a mistake for Democrats to get distracted by.
President Trump's son suggesting the release was actually a positive development for his father. Breaking news, 12 years ago, Donald Trump made a lot of money and paid a lot in taxes. #scandal. This after President Trump insisted for months that he could not release his tax returns because they are still under audit by the IRS.
Well, I'm not releasing the tax returns because, as you know, they're under audit. Almost every lawyer says you don't release your returns until the audit's complete. When the audit's complete, I'll do it. I don't know. Depends on the audit. Depends on the audit. Not a big deal.
The DNC suggesting that the president may have other reasons for keeping his taxes to himself.
President Trump's refusal to release his taxes became an issue when the New York Times obtained his 1995 state tax return, which showed he could have avoided paying income tax for decades. Twin suicide bombings in Damascus have claimed the lives of at least 25 people and left several wounded. This comes as Syria marks the 6th anniversary of a civil war that's killed an estimated 400,000 people and left millions displaced. Syria's state-run news channel ran these images as aftermath to Wednesday's suicide attacks. On Wall Street today, the Fed raised interest rates from 0.75% to 1% after seeing progress in labor market growth, business fixed investment, and inflation. Here's a look at stocks of local interest. You may think you're eating all the right foods to stay healthy, but that may not be the case. The foods that could be making you gain weight rather than lose it. That's still ahead.
And cold temperatures tonight and a chance for some messy weather for your St. Patrick's Day. All of that and more when Newswatch returns.
Professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
I knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous. Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, "This is it." And she said, "The tour's just started." I said, "No, you don't understand. This is it."
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
From the Newswatch Weather Center, I'm forecaster Ethan Emery. And today, temperatures were around 30 degrees right now at the Athens measuring, and then winds out of the west at 12 miles per hour. Dew points are still fairly dry at 10 degrees, and that humidity is around 52% as that pressure is rising at 30.22 inches. Now, today, the almanac does show that 33 degrees was our daytime high, which is very cold for this time of the year, as normal highs are around 48 degrees. And then the low that we had this morning at 20 degrees is 8 degrees lower than our average low. And that record, 80 degrees, man, that sounds great right now, but unfortunately, we're stuck with this cold air. Overnight tonight, we have temperatures around 18 degrees here in Athens, 17 in Columbus, 15 in Newark, and around 23 degrees, a little bit warmer spot down in Ironton, with the higher thin clouds, mostly clear skies, but I'm going to call partly cloudy skies with those high thin clouds at a low of 18 degrees here in Athens. And those winds will be bitter cold as they'll be out of the north and west at 5 to 10 miles per hour, like they kind of have been over the last day or so. Now, this is all set up because of this high pressure you can see right here building around the Mississippi River Valley. And that's bringing in that air from the north and west, pulling down, and that's why it's been feeling so cold. And then for tomorrow, same story, but it will be more of a relief because we will see temperatures begin to rise into the upper 30s, even some 40s in places. So the morning at the bus stop, 18 degrees, still cold, but not too bad with that sunshine in place. You want to grab the jacket, the gloves, even a scarf. And those winds still be to the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then over the day tomorrow, we have temperatures at 18 degrees at 8 a.m., 33 at noon, and then by 4 o'clock I have 38 degrees with mostly clear skies. And then for daytime highs across the region, 35 in Newark, 40 degrees in Jackson, and 41 degrees over in Marietta. And then a little bit cooler spot up in Cambridge, around 34 degrees for your daytime high. And in Athens, 39 degrees for the high, partly cloudy skies, and the winds will be chilly out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And like I said, we have those clouds with our high, thin clouds, like I showed the picture that I had posted earlier. And it'll kind of keep those temperatures down around 39 degrees for your high, like I've said. Now, 7-day forecast, I do have 39 degrees for tomorrow, and then Friday for St. Patrick's Day, 47 degrees. And unfortunately, it does show there will be some rain in the area. And especially in the afternoon and evening hours, it'll be rain and then transition to snow, and then back to rain as we head into Saturday. And for Saturday, for any outdoor activities, it won't be a washout, but do watch for a chance of rain, especially in the morning and in the afternoon hours for a slight pop-up chance. 50 degrees is your high temperature. And then look at this first day of spring, 55 degrees with partly cloudy skies. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I'm definitely excited for a little bit of relief from those cold temperatures. Thanks, Ethan. There are foods out there that most people assume are healthy, but they're actually not. Or they come along with so many extras, you negate the healthful benefits. Nutritionists say you should take a closer look at some foods before you dig in. Kim Hutcherson has details.
Nothing makes you think natural like granola. But while it can contain healthy ingredients like oats and nuts, it can also pack in the calories, up to 600 calories per cup, often with lots of added sugar. So go easy on your breakfast granola. There are several foods out there that may have healthy properties, but aren't always as healthy as people think, depending on what's in them. Yogurt is a good example. Greek yogurt with no added sugar makes for a rich protein and calcium-filled snack. But sweetened varieties can pack up to 8 teaspoons of sugar. You're pretty much in dessert territory at that point. Everyone loves popcorn, but that tub you buy at the movies could pack 1,200 calories in a medium bucket, and that's without the butter. Nutritionists say it's better to opt for the healthier air-popped variety. And finally, salad. A salad with lots of veggies or tuna is good. A salad with crunchy chicken, bacon, and cheddar is not so good. Experts say a salad can get so loaded with high-calorie extras, you would actually be better off having a burger. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Other unhealthy foods branded as being healthy include granola bars, trail mix, and fruit juices. While the travel ban went to court today, the International Student Union is teaming up with the university to allow international students afraid to travel to stay here during the summer. The university says it will make dorms and dining services available this summer so these people won't have to leave the country.
They should open because they cannot go back to their families, and it's a bad situation.
Over 100 students and faculty were affected by President Trump's immigration ban, so OU decided to take action. International Student Services, Housing and Residence Life, and Culinary Services all teamed up to make these summer services possible. Many international students say they are appreciative the university is doing this.
I think that the university knows how to deal with situations like this, knows how to make the best decision for the students and to see what the students want and then make the decision because the students want this. So that there is a connection between the students and the university.
In addition, the Division of Student Affairs has offered to waive the well-being fee for international students needing counseling services. And the Office of Legal Affairs has an attorney on staff to provide immigration resources.
The university issued a statement saying that they will be there to support all students affected by the travel ban, and they will continue to do so in the future. To learn what other services will be available to international students this summer, visit our website, woub.org, and click the Student Media tab.
Hi, I'm Thomas Garwick, and I'll be discussing if the Ohio hockey team was able to come back to Athens with a national title, as well as a tournament updates for both Waterford squads. Also coming up, I'll be previewing Ohio baseball as well as recapping the first two playing games of the NCAA tournament as the road to Arizona starts now, next on Newswatch. And stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
I knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, "This is it." And she said, "The tour's just started." I said, "No, you don't understand. This is it."
Welcome back, I'm Thomas Garwick. Central Oklahoma ended Ohio hockey's hopes of claiming its first national title since 2004 after losing 3-0 in Columbus last night. The Bobcats entered playing better than anyone in the tournament after winning 4 games in 5 days. The Bobcats offense came in averaging 5 goals a game throughout the season, but was silenced in the game that mattered the most. Ohio outshot the Broncos by 21, but they were unable to capitalize on all the opportunities around the goal. There are reasons to be optimistic if you're a Bobcat fan. The last time the Bobcats lost in the title game in 2003, they took home the title the very next season. Waterford's dreams of winning a state championship game came to an end at the hands of the Wellington Jaguars 50-43 last night. This game was a battle between two basketball heavyweights as it was a back-and-forth affair for the entirety of the game. Neither team flexed their muscles offensively as each team shot a pedestrian 30% from the field. The difference in this game was the Jaguars' dominance on the glass. The Jags out-rebounded the Wildcats 44-25, including 21 offensive rebounds. Things may be tough for the Wildcats going forward. They say goodbye to their top 6 players, all being seniors. However, Wildcat fans still have the Waterford girls to cheer for as they chase back-to-back titles. The Lady Wildcats find themselves heading back to Columbus looking to defend their state title. The Lady Wildcats knocked off TVC hockey rival Eastern in the regional final to get to the Final Four. The Lady Wildcats take on Jackson Center tomorrow night at the Shot with tip-off set for 6 p.m. If they were to win that game, they would meet the winner of Highland and Ottoville on Saturday at 2 for the title. It's March, which means it's that time of the year again. The 2017 NCAA tournament kicked off last night with 2 of the 4 playing games. Mount St. Mary's advanced in a close one, 67-66 over New Orleans, behind the mighty efforts of 5'5" point guard Junior Robinson, the shortest player in the tournament. They won the right to face defending national champion Villanova on Thursday. The second game was a shootout that saw Kansas State outlast Wake Forest 95-88. The Wildcats move on to take on 6th-seeded Cincinnati on Thursday. Action continues tonight as the round of 68 concludes with North Carolina Central taking on the UC Davis Aggies and the USC Trojans battling the Providence Friars. For Ohio baseball fans, the gates to Bob Bren Stadium will finally open as the Bobcats welcome in Shawnee State with the first pitch set for 3 p.m. The Bobcats were very successful away from home as they will enter tomorrow with an 8-6 record. The game with the Bears will kick off an 8-game homestand that the Bobcats hope that they can use to build off their early season momentum with the season still being young. I'm Thomas Garvick, and that's it for sports. Now to Ethan for weather.
Thank you, Thomas. Tonight we have temperatures on 18 degrees for a low with partly cloudy skies. So if you're going out for any evening activities, maybe getting a green beer, it won't be too bad for any of that, but you want to be indoors because those winds will still be cold out of the north and west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, for anything you're doing outside, make sure you're wearing a jacket because 39 degrees is our high with partly cloudy skies. And those winds will still be chilly, but not as windy as it has been like it was today. But those winds will still be out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour and mostly high thin clouds or some fair weather cumulus clouds. Now the 7-day forecast is really interesting because tomorrow 39 degrees with partly cloudy skies, and then Friday for your St. Patrick's Day, it'll start out with mostly cloudy skies, but there's a chance for rain in the afternoon, changing over to snow and then back into rain as temperatures do increase throughout the day, a high of 47 degrees for Friday. And then Saturday, for any outdoor activities, you will be seeing mostly cloudy skies, but the chance of rain is possible for the morning of Saturday and for the afternoon and evening hours of Saturday. So make sure you are prepared for that, but it won't be a washout, so your plans won't be ruined. Sunday, 45 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. And then for the first day of spring, I have 55 degrees for a daytime high. And then 54 for Tuesday, and then 46 degrees for your Wednesday. What do you think of that, Chelsea?
Thanks, Ethan. I'm definitely excited for those warm temperatures. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Chelsea Sick. Stay tuned for the PBS News Hour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night.